Hey, everybody. Hello from Wisconsin, Oxford, Ohio. Hello, Sagittarius. Hello, darlings. How are you guys? I saw a lot of Canada here today. St. Louis, Eastern Tennessee. How is everybody doing? Charlie and I have been up for a while now, and mostly because I feel so good today. Just feel so good, right? We're about a week away from the eclipse, and you can feel the energy right now. So I really encourage you to anchor yourself and focus on the good stuff. Focus on the good in your life. Focus on the thing you want to build. Focus on, because we also a week away from the year of the fire horse. This is going to be moving fast. So I just want you to really pay attention for this next year or so, that it's important for you to week, year or so. What am I saying? For this next week to just really focus on what you want to build. Okay, what do you want to build right now? And you know that we are having this eclipse in Aquarius, which is all about authenticity. You know, it's squaring Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius. And Uranus in Taurus is like the old foundation, the old thing that has maybe made you safe, made you feel safe, but maybe that's a foundation that needs some more authenticity, more you, the you you're becoming. All right. So let's see what the reading does for us today. Today in Pathfinders, I'm really going to do a straight up Q&A, 90 minutes. Wow. Okay. Well, maybe it is 90 days, 90 days of straight up authenticity. That's what we're doing. Today in Pathfinders, we're going to do the 90 minutes. We're going to do a straight up Q&A. Tomorrow, my astrology groups, the folks taking Mapping Your Timeline, the folks in my Manifesting with the Moon, and my live astrology group on Thursdays, we are going to be doing a live just focusing a deep dive on the eclipse. Okay? The eclipse in Aquarius, how it might impact you, and more importantly, how your true feelings about things, how your true nature, if you have been focused on building things in love and community and caring for people, and not focused on a lot of what we're seeing, the ugliness in the world is really showing up and it's collapsing in front of our eyes. So pay attention and stay focused on the good stuff, the things you want to build, not the things that are falling away. Don't stick your head in the sand. Don't just be like, I don't know what's going on. You do know what's going on. But it will really help you to stay focused on what you want to create. Okay. So let's do a reading this morning for everybody watching. Journey by Moonlight, Believe in Magic. Boy, have I been pilloried in my life for believing in magic. Oh, how naive are you? And blah, 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 blah. And I'm just always like, well, that's a shame that you don't believe in magic, because there's so much magic in the world. There's so many good things that have happened in my life that if I didn't align myself with a little bit of magic, a little bit of, this is like Midsummer Night's Dream, right? I talk about, that play all the time. If I didn't align myself with the fairies, in fact, when I was having a procedure in 2024, I woke up and all the nurses were standing around me like, you were talking to the fairies. And I was like, of course I was. All right. Stay focused, please. Hold the course. Vast vistas, expand your horizons. Absolutely. Absolutely. And transformation, a fresh new way of living emerges. I think that there has been, and there will continue to be, this feeling of oh wow, what's happening in the world is so bleak and everything. But I really want you to see the power that you have for what is Rumi's be a lamp, be a lifeboat, be a lamp, be a lifeboat. What's the other one? Be a lamp, be a lifeboat. I wrote it down. Or be a ladder. Be a lamp, be a lifeboat, or be a ladder. I want you to focus on those good things. How are you helping yourself? How are you helping people who are loving and kind? And how are you holding people accountable when they're not? Because I've been hearing a lot on this app about people who are wanting, who are seeing people who've done real harm to them and just be like, oh, it's okay, and not holding people accountable. Holding people accountable is being loving to the self. Okay? Holding people accountable who've done you real harm is being loving to the self. Think about how it feels when people get away with stuff and you feel like that justice has been relinquished. So accountability is going to be a big theme. We are moving into the year of the fire horse. We're leaving the year of the wood snake. So that's about shedding of the old right now. All right, let's see where we go in the reading. Vast vistas, transformation. Stay focused. All right, stay focused. Let's see where we're going here. Okay, 3 of Wands. The 7 of Wands, here we go. 5 of Pentacles, been seeing that card a lot. And I will say to you that this is, you know, when you read as much tarot as I do, there's certain cards that show up that you go, ooh, you know, not my favorite card in the whole wide world, 5 of Pentacles. But this can be about like letting go and getting outside of structures that try to control and try to dominate. And relinquishing that takes real courage. And I want to say that it takes real courage to leave behind a structure that's trying to control you and, start over again. If you've been responsible for some pretty bad things, then accountability still exists. Okay. And there will be accountability. People who've harmed you personally, there will be accountability. And my mother used to say that everyone does receive what they're here to receive. You just may not be around to see it. But I want you to have faith that there is, and I'm not really talking about like an eye for an eye, or I'm not really talking about like that kind of Old Testament kind of stuff. But I am talking about opportunities for growth. Okay? Opportunities for growth. People don't have to take them, but there are absolutely opportunities for growth coming in. The Queen of Swords. Oh, I love it. Here, Justice card. Excellent. Thank you very much. And the Ace of Pentacles. So I have been seeing, and I don't know if you've been noticing this, but I've been noticing this, that there's been this squeezing kind of energy, and that things can look challenging, but there's also this sense of on the other side, it's just like this, right? On the other side is this beautiful, fresh new way of living emerges. And it's time to focus on that and not focus on this 5 of Pentacles so much. That's going to happen. The old is destined to crumble away. Okay. The old is destined to crumble away. So 6 of Wands, that's a victory. Fool, new path, death. Yes, abso-freaking-lutely. This is not something that can be built on the bones of the old. This is not something this needs to be built on fresh territory. Okay. So that's why you're seeing what you're seeing in the world. There needs to be a clean sweep, a letting go, an absolute closing of a door. Okay. And for you to build your new life, you build your new future on your integrity, on your honesty, on your loving, kind, caring selves that I hear every single week. As in the comments and in Pathfinders and everything, I hear that from you every single week. So this is a very powerful community, because we are being lamps and lifeboats and ladders. We are doing those kinds of things. So I just want you to understand that I'm seeing that in this group. And I know many other people are seeing that in this group too. I've heard from lots of folks who always watch this channel who are like, wow, you guys are really building something here. So thank you very much for building with me. 6 of Swords, the High Priestess. What did I think was the High Priestess over here? I thought it was the Queen of, oh no, it was the Justice card. There's something about the headgear. And I should do a little video for the tarot class about the hats, the crowns, the headgear. Sounds like braces. In the tarot, it's meaningful. You know, it basically talks about like the station that you're at. I mean, a lot of these decks date back to the, 1500s or whatever, and the artwork is reflective of that. And people don't wear hats like they used to, hats, crowns, whatever it is. But it was really an alignment with a certain level of majesty. And for me, this is about a certain level of spiritual majesty. Okay, so that's why we're talking about the Empress and the Emperor and having all this kind of like crowns and everything like that. But your crown chakra is your connection to the divine. And so you are effectively wearing, hey, Colleen, you're effectively wearing some kind of crown. High Priestess here with her crown, very interesting with the connection of the third eye. You see it, the third eye to her crown. So this is about moving toward a healing. And I do see this happening in the world. I do see us being arbiters, us being the shepherds of healing in the world. And that's going to be a really important opportunity for us, an important task. Hierophant, more crowns, right? But the Hierophant is the Taurus energy, so very much grounded in the earth. Woo, 5 of Swords. Oh my, wow. I was going to show you that in this, you see how there's like levels to his hat, to his crown? It's almost like a hierarchy. And there's a 5 of Swords here. We talk a lot about this. So the square from the eclipse, right? The sun and moon conjunct in Aquarius is squaring Uranus, which has gone direct in Taurus. This is Taurus energy. And Taurus energy is about traditional structures. And the 5 of Swords, to me, this is, and then the 8 of Cups, this is like those traditional structures. This doesn't work anymore. This hierarchical system doesn't work anymore. 5 of Swords, no matter how much you're gaslit, no matter how much you're told to, stand in line or whatever it is, like that's not going to be the thing. So this is about moving on from hierarchical systems. There's something here that's more about transforming into a healing community, into a community that brings connection. Clarify the Death card for me. Okay, that was the Queen of Cups that just fell out. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces energy. This Death card. Ooh, wow. 10 of Swords, kind of the same card. 7 of Swords, endings of the lies. 2 of Cups, and the Chariot. So on a personal level, you can hear me talking kind of in collective levels. But what's interesting about the new moon in Aquarius is this is not really a time to, I know this is going to sound a little bit weird to you, but like it's not really a time to set intentions. It's a time for opening to the intentions that you've already set. Let's just put it that way, right? If you have been working in your life through integrity and through honesty and through love and through joy and the thing that I'm creating, that intention's already set. This new moon is going to bring in a lot of, oh wow, downloads and opportunities that are going to help you navigate this next chapter here. And also like this sense of like, okay, I'm no longer confused. Despite the fact, wait for it, despite the fact that at the end of this month, we have a Mercury retrograde in Pisces. And I've been talking about trickster energy for a long time. So this says to me that this square to Uranus and Taurus, the eclipse square to Uranus and Taurus, ushering in the Saturn and Neptune, right? The new spiritual structure, the new dream that has real scaffolding underneath it, which is what you're doing when you're aligning with your mission and purpose, when you're aligning with integrity. This doesn't work anymore. This Five of Swords and the Hierophant won't work anymore. And so those lies, or those like trying to keep you in old structures, or people who've manipulated you in the past, like it doesn't work, like you see right through it. It's not. And I know on the channel we've been working a lot over the past 9 years with healing from toxic personalities and people who, seek to take energy from us. I don't really think, some other people talk about how they seek to destroy you, but I don't really think that's true, because then you cease to be helpful to them, right? They're really just seeking to suck energy. And a lot of you have done some great work on unplugging yourself from people who just drain your energy. Well done. So these might be the people who come back around, right? The ones who have lied, the ones who have treated you badly, they may come back around to see if you'll try again, to see if you'll have another go. And I doubt that that's the case, because we are talking about now more transparency. So even if in the past you might have been sucked in because they're family members or exes or whatever they are, I don't believe that's true, because these are two cards of victory here, the Six of Wands and the Chariot. Not so much, because this is Cancerian energy, so not so much as like egoic victory, which Hierophant might be, all due respect to Taurus. It paired with the Five of Swords, no bueno. Okay. But this is sort of like a, I'm going to have another conversation. I do feel someone's coming back around for a conversation, and you need to be very aware of how far you've come. Okay. How far you've come, that Six of Swords and this Four of Swords, and more healing. It's like the healing that comes from not being duped again by someone who harmed you in the past, being able to just be like, I see you, and I see you guys too. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Our Turner 8384, thanks so much. So they're not going to be able to have that same kind of power, because we're in a different energy. We're in a different energy now. Aries, 0 degrees, Saturn, Neptune, over 6,000 years. We don't have any roadmap for this. This is why this is brand new. Okay, this is brand new territory. So you get to pave the path of this. You get to build the thing. This is the you you're becoming, right? Aries is the you you're becoming. And I'm not going to build it on a pack of lies again. I'm not going to build it on, any kind of people pleasing. I'm not going to build it on any kind of stuff that got me in trouble in the past with people who sought to suck my energy. That's why this Ace of Pentacles is so important. Okay, this is what comes next. It's the opportunities are going to accelerate. Okay, the opportunities will accelerate. Page of Cups, small at first. Hi, Paigey. Thank you for supporting the channel. Let's see. Page of Cups, Eight of Pentacles. This is an opportunity to take up your pen, take up your tools, whatever, and put some effort and time into this new opportunity that's coming in, because Page is kind of small, but just pay attention for it, right? Woo! Emperor. There's the Aries energy and the Page of Wands. So it's like, okay, but I'm getting excited. So these opportunities might be a little bit small, but they're still here. And it's almost like, do you remember in Castaway when Tom Hanks was trying to build fire, right? And he failed and failed and failed and failed, right? He tried, he finally had accepted the circumstances, and he was like, okay, I need to make fire. And so he failed and failed and failed. And finally, like, he got some dry stuff together and he made a spark, and he like oh, wow, this is the spot, like so grateful for it, which he had taken for granted, 100 times before then. And he coaxed it and coaxed it and coaxed it, and it became a big, and then he's dancing around. He's like, oh my God, I've made fire. Right. So that's what it's kind of like, that there's a little tiny spark of what you have been coaxing for a while. You finally accepted the new circumstances and made the pivot, because acceptance is the new foundation on which we build everything. Thank you for that little channeling. Acceptance of the new and letting go of the old, even though the old, for a lot of people, there were parts of it that were like, had some kind of comfort level to it. Like we kind of, even if we didn't like it, we kind of knew the terrain. And that's what I'm saying to you about this person coming back in. Like, it feels comfortable. And I just want to alert you that if you're still working through your trauma from growing up, from childhood or whatever, comfort is not a good thing. Okay. When someone feels comfortable, it's like, oh yeah, they're recognizable. I recognize this pattern. So instead, you're choosing to pivot. You're like, okay, that feeling of like, feels like home. If you're still working and healing through trauma, then you know that, like, all right, there's going to be a new kind of feeling when you're, I don't want to say fully healed, because we're all kind of working through things, but like when you get this like aha moment of like, oh no, that feeling is a feeling that I had, and when I was about to get clobbered by somebody, that's a feeling that I had, that I was hyper vigilant. That's a feeling that I had. My trigger is I'm in trouble, right? When I assert my own needs, when I assert my own boundaries or whatever, I'm in trouble, right? That's something. And I think Patrick Tian did a very good video about that recently, about the feeling of always being in trouble. And that's a big trigger for me, because that's, I had to kind of scan everybody to pay attention, to find out if I was in trouble. And I always felt in trouble, and, always felt like a burden, always felt like I wasn't living up to snuff. Because if you ever live up to snuff, then they got no power. Okay. So here's the blocks that we might be working on right now or dealing with. Four of Swords. Get going on your meditation practice. Saturn conjunct Neptune in Aries is about taking action on your spiritual practice, right? Neptune is the spirituality. Saturn is the scaffolding, the structure. Get going on that. Devil energy. Whoo, doggy. Death again, like guess again. And there's the Knight of Wands. This is the fire horse energy. Okay. And wow, the King of Pentacles, Two of Wands. I'm just going to keep going on this. And then there's the Four of Wands. So you're choosing your own worth and value. You're choosing to be who you truly are, because this King of Pentacles, look at this King of Pentacles, like a healer with all the herbs and all that stuff. Very different from Kings of Pentacles in other decks. Okay. And this is really about you creating stable and financially independent kind of life. Something that's built on your worth and value, something that's built on what you love. This is the choice that's coming in. The Night Horse that's coming in. Your meditation and your healing practice. Four of Swords coming up a couple times. Oh, thank you, Cosmo Cookie Monster. Thank you. This is doing more than you think. This spiritual practice is doing more heavy lifting than you think. It's really vanquishing this devil energy. All due respect to Capricorn, right? It's not really about Capricorn. This is really about anything that keeps you stuck. Because one of the things that I love about this deck, this is the Ember and Aura deck, and I just love it. We had the author of this deck reach out to us the other day, so thank you for making this deck, because I love it. I think it's out of print, so I'm sorry to say that. But see the key? She's got the key. So there's like something about like an awareness of, I have the key to unlock this cage and go in this direction. I have the key to stop this addiction that I have been sort of unconsciously just allowing to fester because it felt like a way of navigating the storm. And now it's like, I don't need that, right? I'm stepping into my power. I'm really seeing where I was keeping myself closed off to the new opportunities. But now that's what I think this eclipse is gonna be for people, an aha moment. Uranus and Aquarius are higher octave of Mercury. Higher octave, it's like electricity. It's like, you know, how in an electrical storm, it lights up the night. There's gonna be a lot of aha moments coming to people about like, oh, okay, you know, that was something that was really aligned with my integrity. This is something that wasn't, because I was using it as a way, as a crutch, or as a, you know, something that would help me through this difficult time. Totally get it. But like now I see it. So you can't unsee that. And that's why it's not here to like shake your finger in its face. It's not here to do that. It's just here to say there's an opportunity for balance, right? There's an opportunity for balance. So what don't you see coming right now? Jamie Richardson, thank you, Colleen. I love this deck. Okay. The Sun, 9 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles. Look at that collaboration. That's interesting. And Tower. That's really cleaning the slate for us. And here's 4 of Pentacles, more spiritual practice. Do you think, I feel like this is now like, I really feel like it would be good, and maybe I'll put this on the channel. I probably won't put music on it because, well, we'll figure it out. But some kind of just short meditation that will help you ground through this next time period. So I'm going to write that down. Just a little short meditation, and we'll get it onto the channel in some way so that you can use it. Maybe we'll just put it on the website. That might be helpful. Put it on soulfulrevolutiontv.com. You can go there and do the meditation as much as you want. I just feel like it's more important right now than ever. I keep getting it in this reading. Okay, I'm gonna one more here. Oh yeah. Ace of Wands. Now these are the ideas and the aha moments and the opportunities that are going to be showing up. Life will speed up. Life will speed up after this eclipse. Okay, we're fully forward. Uranus is forward now in Taurus. Pluto, I haven't talked about Pluto in a while. Pluto in Aquarius. Uranus will go into Gemini later this year in June. So that's more air. Saturn and Neptune in Aries, 0 degrees, brand new foundation. That's fire. Okay, so we're going to have a lot of this air and fire energy with all of the outer planets, and things are going to move forward quickly. The Mercury retrograde in Pisces is kind of interesting. I feel like this Mercury retrograde is an internal assessment of my own spiritual practice, looking inward, doing more inward, so that that trickster energy doesn't mess you up. There can be a lot of things going on in the world that are going to feel like down is up. Okay? So you're really going to need this discernment is going to be very important. And new ideas, new opportunities, new connections, all coming through. Actions and advice. Actions and advice. Queen of Wands. The 9 of Swords. 9 of Pentacles. There's the groundedness. Self-confidence, right? Have confidence in what you're getting. Okay. Hi, Christopher. Thank you so much. Have confidence in what you're getting through your intuition, because I feel like there's a lot of, oh, I don't know if I'm doing this right. This is messing you up. Stop thinking about like, am I doing this right? And start recognizing that you, without doing anything, are valuable. You don't have to create a new you. You yourself is really what we're talking about. Just being that honest, loving, person that you are. being in your integrity. That's what it means, that you are just fine the way you are. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to make a whole new you. The you are. It's almost like you're taking off all of this, taking off this headgear, you're taking off all of these things that other people have really put on top of you. Look at that beautiful energy. 6 of Wands. That's the second time I'm getting the 6 of Wands. So this is about really recognizing and I also want to say to you that Aquarius and Uranus are about major authenticity. And I think I said this the other day, that the thing that AI cannot replicate, even though Aquarius and Uranus are all about the advancing of technologies, AI has no soul. That's why when you see something that's AI, you know that it's AI. That's how you know. And when you see the deep fakes of people being replicated or whatever, like I saw one of Heather Cox Richardson the other day, who is somebody I recommend highly to you. She's a presidential historian, or American historian. I think that's right. And she's a Mainer. She's here in Maine. And I saw a deep fake of her. And I was just like, oh my God, that is so not her. That is so not her. And so your alignment with your soul is what's going to, sort of make you feel like the real you. Okay. And a lot of the people who were trying to manipulate you were trying to separate you from the true you. You know why? Because it's powerful. It's powerful. Okay. And those deep fakes, like if you move around and tell a lot of personal stories, AI can't replicate personal stories. Sorry. Just doesn't. It's going to sound like it, but it's not the real thing, and you're going to know it. Okay. Next 30 days. There's a lot of good uses for AI, and that is not one of them. Okay. Queen of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands, 2 of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles. So we are going to need to direct the technology. It's to serve us, not running over us and not manipulating us and doing all that kind of stuff. This is really, yes, you saw that? Right, exactly. I was like, okay, not to mention that the stories that she was telling were like pulled from this day and pulled from that day. And I'm like, okay, really bad version. Anyway, so it's time for us to take hold of this AI invention, something that no real people asked for. It was just a technology that could be made. And so we got to make it. And there's a real destruction going on in corporate America that is getting rid of all like the entry-level jobs and stuff. So the new thing, like we have to create what the new thing is for everyone so that y'all can use your gifts in service of the collective and also in service of you and in service of other people. This is about using your intuition in a way that is it makes sense to you. There's a reciprocity to it, right? There's something that frees you up, right? Ideally, the use of AI to serve man, to serve humans, is to free us up from stuff that maybe we don't like to do anymore. Maybe is not necessary for us. So you can step into being more creative, more art, more music, more things with soul. Okay. More things with soul. The 7 of Wands, creating boundaries. Remember what I said earlier here about the 2 of Cups, about people coming back to try and manipulate you. And you're like, what are you talking about? Get off my porch, right? Like I can see you. But this is much more about like, if someone is putting in the effort, okay. And that's the thing about accountability, that if there has been, I'm not suggesting you take people back who have harmed you at all. Okay. You do you. But this has to do with if someone is willing to accept accountability. Is someone willing to accept accountability? And if they are, do the work. Because I think that's what you'll see with a lot of narcissists. They can't self-reflect. They can't do the work because then they'll see They'll absolutely see the harm they've caused, and it will collapse their ego. If someone is willing, because it's a spectrum, right? It's not a diagnosis, it's a spectrum, that if someone is willing to do the accountability thing, go for it. Don't stop your life. You go away and do you. You go away and do your healing. Great. I'll see ya. Show me. We're all Missouri now. Show me. We're all Minnesota now. No more harm. No more harm. All right. Message from Spirit. Page of Pentacles. King of Swords. The Star. The Knight of Cups. And the King of Cups. So we're getting a lot of this masculine energy. I feel like I need to do a bit of a twin flame reset, because there's new information that's really flowing through. And this is about learning. King of Swords is kind of like, that's Aquarian energy. I've talked about that recently, about the kings being cardinal energy, but man, I see this as Aquarius. The Page of Pentacles, about learning things and being really clear about things. That, my friend, is real healing. This is Aquarian energy as well. This Star card is the healer, but Star card is also about your hopes and dreams. The 11th house in your astrology is about your hopes and dreams. And, you know, there's a lot of, you know, I grew up around a lot of Aquarius energy, and there was a sense of like someone's hopes and dreams were more important than someone else's. And there's, you can tell I'm not a fan of that. Because I do feel like there is this quilt that we're creating, that everyone's hopes and dreams has place and a role. The Knight of Cups and the King of Cups. This is about becoming more loving. And I feel like that's what the Venus energy that's happening right now. Venus in Pisces, Venus conjuncting the North Node. North Node is about our mission and purpose. And Venus, ruler of Libra and Taurus, by the way, Venus making a major play for our heart-centered building of the future. All right. Heart-centered building of the future. And there will be opportunities that are coming in that the more you are aligned with this Aquarian authenticity, the more your heart will be able to align and see what's good for you, what's maybe not good for you, what's kind of old. I'm not building on that anymore. Outcome, please. Outcome, please. The World. This is one of my favorite cards. The World. 8 of Swords. Getting free of old mindsets. Here comes Charlie. It's time for his walk. Time for the walk. 2 of Pentacles. 8 of Wands. Fast energy. The Fool. Here's the new beginning. So we are absolutely going to be activated in a lot of ways. Those of you on the spiritual path and all of you who watch my channel are definitely there. Healers, teachers, mystics, guides, shamans. We've been told for decades, even generations, if you're looking through your ancestral lineage, been told that this kind of approach to life, authentic, integrity-based, love-based, heart-based was used and abused, and now it is the core. I can see the turning. I can see where those who had power over people like us, heart-centered, heart-based, that took advantage of people like us, that's needing accountability right now. And I can see the flip, absolutely, because it's likely they come back to you and you get to say, this works for me or this doesn't work for me. You have to assess, and you have to give, you have to give anything, but you have to be in your own accountability of like, all right, well, these are my boundaries. This is what I'm doing. And just see the reaction, because that will tell you everything. Okay. All right, my loves. Thank you for being here today. This was a little bit of a long reading, but I hope it was helpful to you. And you got about a week before this eclipse is happening. So I urge you to step into your spiritual practice, I will be doing that meditation, putting it on the website. So if you are part of the channel, if you just are a subscriber, which is totally free, then you'll get a notification in the community page that it's up on the website. All right, you guys, much love to you. Have a good day.